So good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss about amplitude modulation. So what is amplitude modulation? So amplitude modulation is the process by which the amplitude of the carrier signal is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the modulating signal. Here the amplitude of the carrier is changed, but the frequency and phase of the carrier signal remains constant. This is called amplitude modulation. In AM, only the amplitude of the carrier signal is changed with respect to the amplitude of the modulating signal. Frequency and phase remains constant. So here we are having three different signals. The first one is the message signal having an amplitude of Vm. The second one is the constant amplitude but high frequency carrier signal. The third one is the amplitude modulated signal. Here the frequency of the carrier remained constant, only the amplitude of the carrier signal is changed or varied with respect to the amplitude of the modulating signal or message signal. Next we are going to discuss about the mathematical representation of an AM wave. Normally the representation is to be done in time domain representation and frequency domain representation. First we are going to see about the time domain representation of an AM. In time domain representation, the modulating signal Vm of t is represented as Vm cos omega mt and the carrier signal Vc of t is represented as Vc cos omega ct. Here Vc is the amplitude of the carrier and Vm is the amplitude of the message signal. Here omega c and omega m are nothing but frequency of the carrier signal and message signal. In the time domain representation, the amplitude of AM wave is the amplitude of the carrier signal is changed after amplitude modulation. Here VAM is nothing but the amplitude of the amplitude modulated signal, that is nothing but Vc plus Vm of t. The term Vc plus Vm of t describes the envelope of the modulated wave, which describes the AM wave shape. Now substitute equation 1 in equation 3, we get the amplitude of the modulated signal VAM is equal to Vc plus Vm cos omega mt. We are taking Vc as a common, we can get Vc of 1 plus Vm by Vc cos omega mt. So the term modulation index of an AM is Vm by Vc. The ratio between the amplitude of the modulating signal to the amplitude of the carrier is represented as a modulation index of an AM. Now we can write the VAM is equal to Vc of 1 plus Ma cos omega mt. So the AM wave can be represented as VAM of t is equal to VAM into cos omega ct. So in this case of an equation number 6, the amplitude modulated wave contains the change in amplitude of the carrier, that is to be represented as a VAM, and the frequency of the carrier remains constant. So we can write that equation as VAM cos omega ct. Now we can substitute the value of VAM in equation number 6. We can write that the equation of amplitude modulated signal VAM of t is equal to Vc of 1 plus Ma cos omega mt into cos omega ct. So this is the time domain representation of one amplitude modulated signal.
Next we are going to see about the frequency domain representation of AM. The AM modulated wave contains two frequencies, FM and FC, but the modulation process generates new frequencies that are the sum of FC plus FM and the difference FC minus FM of these, because the AM modulator is a nonlinear device which produces nonlinear mixing. The AM spectrum is found by expanding the equation number 7. VAM of t is equal to Vc of 1 plus Ma cos omega mt into cos omega ct. That is to be expanded as Vc cos omega ct plus Ma Vc cos omega mt into cos omega ct. We know that in equation 8 it is in the form of cos A cos B formula. So we know that cos A cos B is equal to cos A minus B plus cos A plus B by 2. So cos omega mt into cos omega ct is to be represented as cos of omega c minus omega m of t plus cos of omega c plus omega m of t by 2. Now that equation 8 becomes VAM of t is equal to VC cos omega ct plus MA VC by 2 cos of omega c minus omega m of t plus cos of omega c plus omega m of t. So VAM of t is to be expanded as VAM of t is equal to VC cos omega ct plus MA VC by 2 cos of omega c minus omega m of t plus MA VC by 2 cos of omega c plus omega m of t. So the VAM of t is to be represented as VC cos omega ct as a carrier, MA VC by 2 cos of omega c minus omega m of t as a lower side band, MA VC by 2 cos of omega c plus omega m of t as a upper side band. So normal AM wave contains three components: carrier, lower side band and upper side band. Frequency domain representation of an AM. Here the AM contains three components with different frequencies. Fc represents the carrier with an amplitude of Vc. Fc plus Fm represents the upper side band with an amplitude of MAVC by 2. Fc minus Fm represents the lower side band with an amplitude of MAVC by 2. So normal AM contains three components: carrier, lower side band and upper side band. This is the phasor representation of an AM wave. The VAM of t is to be represented with respect to carrier, lower side band and upper side band. So we are going to take a carrier as a reference. The resultant AM wave contains lower side band with MAVC by 2 with negative frequency and upper side band is equal to MAVC by 2 with omega mn. Representation of AM of t contains carrier, lower side band and upper side band. So this is the phasor representation of an AM wave. Next we are going to discuss about the modulation index of an AM. Normally the modulation index of an AM is to be represented as MA. MA is equal to Vm by Vc. Vm by Vc is nothing but the ratio between the amplitude of the modulating signal to the amplitude of the carrier. In terms of AM wave, we know that the value of Vmax is equal to Vc plus Vm and V minimum is equal to Vc minus Vm. So we are subtracting 1 minus 2. The Vmax minus V minimum is equal to 2 into Vm. So from this we will find out the value of Vm. Vm is equal to Vmax minus V minimum divided by 2. Now similarly from equation number 1 we can write Vc is equal to Vmax minus V minimum. So Vc can be represented as Vmax minus V minimum by 2. So we are solving this equation. Now Vc can be represented as Vmax plus V minimum divided by 2. Now we can represent modulation index in terms of AM wave, that is equal to Vmax minus V minimum divided by Vmax plus V minimum. Next we are going to see about the power distribution in AM wave. The total power in the AM wave can be represented as Pt is equal to power of the carrier plus power in lower side band plus power in upper side band. So we can write Pt is equal to Pc plus PLSB plus PUSB. So we can write the value of Pt is equal to the power of the carrier is to be represented as Vc squared by R plus the power in lower side band is to be represented as VLSB squared by R and the power in upper side band is to be represented as VUSB squared R. All the values are represented in RMS. All the voltages are in RMS value. Here R is the load resistance of the antenna. So from this we can find out the power of the carrier. Pc is equal to Vc squared RMS divided by R, that is equal to Vc by root 2 whole square divided by R, that is equal to Vc squared by 2R. So the power of the carrier is to be represented as Vc squared by 2R. Similarly, the power in lower side band and power in upper side band is to be also calculated. We have that power in lower side band is equal to power in upper side band, that is equal to V, the voltage of the subbands of RMS value whole square divided by R. So the voltage in subband is equal to MAVC squared by 2. The power in upper sideband and power in lower sideband is equal to MAVC by 2 root 2 whole square divided by R, that is equal to MA squared VC squared by 8R. Now we can calculate the power of the total AM wave. PT is equal to PC plus PLSB plus PUSB. Putting the value of power of the carrier, power of the lower sideband and power of the upper sideband and solving this equation, finally we get that output power is total power of an AM is equal to PC into 1 plus MA squared by 2. So the total power of the AM is to be represented as PC into 1 plus MA squared by 2. Next we are going to see about the modulation efficiency. So modulation efficiency of an AM is to be represented as the ratio between the power in sidebands to the total transmitted power. So here we are having power in sidebands is equal to power of the lower sideband plus power of the upper sideband divided by the total power of an AM PT. So this will provide the efficiency of an AM. So we know that the value of PC and we know that value of PLSB and PUSB. Substituting the value of PC and PLSB and PUSB in that equation, finally we will find out the efficiency. The efficiency of an AM is to be represented as MA squared divided by 2 plus MA squared into 100. Here MA is nothing but modulation index of an AM. If you put that modulation index of an AM is equal to 1, the efficiency of an AM is to be represented as 1 divided by 2 plus 1 divided by 3, that is equal to 33.3%. In normal AM, only 33.33% of transmitted power is utilized for the useful transmission. The remaining 66.66% of the power is wasted by the unwanted carrier transmission. That is the main drawback in a normal